Right, so I basically decided to take off everything else around the bumper because I still can't get the stupid thing to come off. So the grille, she just has a matter of little screws across the front there and then 4 across the top here. Headlights, so you got this little lever here, and if I get this thing around the right way so you actually see something, we've got, right, so there you go, that just pulls out of there, so that little pivot goes into that bottom. That's it, like that. So the bottom pivot just pulls out the bottom side like that. And then on this side, where you've got the extra lever room, you literally just pull it out like so. See if it will light it up enough, you never know. Like that. So it just pulls out of this side, like so. It's really straightforward. I love how they design things in the 70s. Simple and easy to work on. Now also you've got the surrounds at the back here that just have a few crosshead screws. And that should then mean that apart from the bumper, the front end has all been stripped off by the bumper and the bonnet itself. So, yeah, you can fight your bumper, but I'll just find other ways to get you off instead. Don't you worry. I've tried to get this bumper off, and it's being an almighty pain in the backside. This side, this is going to be a bit scary to some people who've never seen this done before, but it terrified me a bit. But I'm pretty much over it now, so I'll do this. So this is where you should be undoing it. So you got two 13mm bolts here, and then you got another one here, which goes through, where was it? Where was it? Oh, no, it's not there. I can't remember where the hell it was now. Anyway, you got a third bumper iron that basically bolts that through into there. I think it might have been, where the hell did I take that off of? I can't remember now. But yeah, so you get the idea. You got those three main bolts either side, and the driver's side has really and utterly bitten me in the backside because the bottom one I managed to get off, and it turned out easier to let it soak for a little while in WD-40 on the back where there's actually a nut, and I was actually able to just hold the head and spin the nut off with a spanner, so that was bonus. But as for this side here, the nuts and bolts have been an absolute pain. They're still not giving up yet either, which is a bit scary. But you might be a bit surprised that I'm using the bumper to lever it around. Well, that's just pretty much the situation, really. Basically, the top one there, that just completely ripped off, so don't have to worry about that one anymore. The bottom one is absolutely seized rock solid, and the head of the bolt was more or less rounded off. It's such a pain to get any access in there as well, because you can get a socket on there, but you can't really get anything on the bend of the socket, and I can't get a pair of mole grips on a socket tight enough for it to actually do anything besides spin on the socket anymore. So I've tried undoing it from there, but again you've got the same problem. It's all C solid, and this side you're dealing with just sort of strange looking flathead screws, and you've got to double up a flat screwdriver to make it all fit, and then you end up slipping like I have on this one. So it's a bit of a pain, really. What I'm going to end up doing is probably trying to get an angle grinder in, cutting the head of that one off, just so I could take it out of the way, because what's ended up happening is, as I've pulled the bumper off from this side here, the metal itself has just ended up saying, well, I'm smaller than the bumper's bigger than me and stronger, it's just taking it with it. So the minute you can lose the bumper and literally just leave the edge of the headlight panel around, which isn't ideal, I completely admit that, but it's the way it is at the minute, because it's just what's ended up happening. Pop that back in place if I can manage it again. So yeah, that's where we've got to today. The bumper is still holding on by a thread, annoyingly, but generally speaking, what we're finding is it looks quite bad, admittedly, but it isn't anywhere near as bad as it could be. Right, so progressing on, you would have seen that the fact that this lower bolt here on this bumper iron is completely rusted solid into the headlight panel. Now the upside here is, I was very, very cautious about not damaging the headlight panel, but in actual fact, it's rotten. So what I'm going to end up doing anyway is I'm currently on the lookout for a complete panel, so I can just drill out all these spot welds and put a new piece in, so we know there's not rot inside it that I haven't got to whilst repairing it. So what I'm going to do on that note is a slightly radical approach. Use this stupid thing. Well, handy thing, shall I say. So we're going to go basically probably just end up trimming the edge of the panel here, just so I can literally just take the head off, and that should theoretically allow us just to take the bumper straight off. That's the hope. So yeah, it seems a bit radical, but given the circumstances, it's the easiest and most logical way to do it. Well, access was a little bit harder than expected, because obviously, although you got the disc, you've also got all the body of the grinder. So I ended up using a pair of tin snips the last little bit, and I've just ended up using the whole bumper as like a, well, I suppose a lever bar really. Ended up just cutting off the rest of it. So yeah, that's what we're left with. And basically a replacement panel goes all the way around here and replaces the whole corner. So in my books, that's a safer bet to go, because that way you're not going to be leaving rot inside the panel.